There's a poem so disturbing, so steeped in myth, it's said that reading it aloud can kill you. Tomino's Hell is a Japanese poem written by Saijō Yaso in 1919. It was a time of great transformation. Japan, just emerging from the Meiji era, had entered the Taisho period, a brief moment of liberalism and modernization. Japan's population stood at around 56 million. The country was transitioning from feudal roots into industrial modernity. Literacy rates were climbing. For the first time, poetry wasn't reserved for the elite, but shared through newspapers and books. The Taisho era embraced democracy, capitalism, and Western thought, yet tensions simmered beneath this modern mask. Rapid westernization left many feeling spiritually unmoored. Saijō Yaso, a respected yet melancholic figure, penned Tomino's Hell within this cultural unrest. The poem, found in his collection Sakin, or The Heart is Like a Rolling Stone. The poem tells the story of Tomino, a young child cast into a tormenting version of hell. No names are mentioned beyond his, but the imagery is violent and oppressive. Scholars once viewed it as an allegory for post-war trauma and internal suffering. But somewhere along the way, the legend took root. No one knows exactly when the curse rumors began, but early mentions appeared on Japanese forums like 2Channel in the early 2000s. At the time, the internet was still young. In 2000, only about 30% of Japan's population was online. Dial-up ruled. Browsers like Internet Explorer 5, Netscape Navigator, and early Mozilla builds opened digital doors for the curious and the brave. Creepypasta culture hadn't yet exploded, but forums were already hotbeds for tales of haunted media and cursed texts. Tomino's Hell became one of them. Meanwhile, in California, 3 former PayPal employees, W. Steve Chin, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Kareem, were working on a way for people to easily share videos online. In February 2005, they launched a beta site called YouTube. It was simple: upload, watch, share. The first video ever posted, a mundane clip titled "Me at the Zoo." But from that humble beginning, a digital revolution began. YouTube made content creation accessible to anyone with a webcam, and it wasn't long before people began using it to share everything from skateboarding fails to something darker: urban legends, paranormal challenges, cursed content. Users filmed themselves reading Tomino's Hell aloud at night, by candlelight, daring the darkness to answer. Some reported headaches, nosebleeds, nightmares. Others claimed to faint or feel sick. One student in a theater group reportedly collapsed mid-recital and later died under mysterious circumstances. Urban legend or something more? The myth transformed from folklore to internet ritual. And perhaps that's the most unsettling truth. We keep the curse alive by passing it on. Translating Tomino's Hell is no simple act. Many believe it carries danger even outside its original language, not because of what it says, but because of what it does. There are multiple English versions of the poem. Some attempt to preserve its cadence and imagery. Others drift into darker interpretations. Inconsistencies only deepen the mystery. Online challenges emerged. Read the poem aloud, alone, on camera. See what happens. Whispered voices, sudden blackouts, strange bruises. One blogger described waking to find pages torn across the room and no memory of reading. But this isn't the only challenge YouTube has hosted that blurred the line between danger and entertainment. The Cinnamon Challenge left people hospitalized with collapsed lungs. The Tide Pod Challenge prompted poison control warnings across the globe. The Fire Challenge resulted in burns and trauma. And each time, it started with a dare, a laugh, a post. Tomino's Hell may be different in form, but not in function. This challenge doesn't harm the body through action. It harms the spirit through invocation. An oral ritual passed through screens and syllables. And if we consider how spoken word carries weight across cultures, then this digital ritual may be just as serious as the physical ones. Injury to the body is visible, but injury to the soul? That's far harder to recognize or to heal. Experts call it suggestion, but folklore scholars point to a long global tradition of cursed speech. From the Egyptian Book of the Dead to Japanese death haikus, the idea that language holds power isn't new. In Japan, there is a word Kotodama. It means spirit of the word. This ancient belief holds that words possess living energy, capable of blessing, harming, or transforming. In Shinto tradition, priests chant to summon kami, spiritual forces of nature. In daily life, speech carries weight. Names, apologies, prayers, they echo through generations. To speak something aloud is to give it breath. This is why Tomino's hell isn't just read, it's invoked. Even unintentionally, the ritual of saying it may be what causes fear to flourish. A century later, Japan is unrecognizable from the world Tomino was written in. With a population of over 125 million, it stands as one of the most technologically advanced nations on Earth. After enduring the devastation of World War II, Japan rebuilt not only its cities but its identity. It gave the world Godzilla, a metaphor for nuclear trauma. Then came manga, anime, and global artistic waves that reshaped pop culture. Akira, Sailor Moon, Studio Ghibli. What once was niche became worldwide obsession, and behind the screens and panels, companies like Sony, Nikon, Toshiba, Panasonic, Nintendo. They shaped entertainment, innovation, and imagination. Sony gave us the Walkman, Nintendo gave us Mario, Nikon changed photography. Without them, the modern tech landscape would look very different. Imagine a world without compact digital cameras, PlayStation, Super Nintendos, or anime-inspired storytelling. Japan didn't just influence, it redefined. Yet beneath the shine, old ghosts remain. Mental health carries stigma, pressure and perfectionism often silence emotional pain. Loneliness lingers, that's why Tomino's hell still resonates. Its words speak not just of suffering but of the unsaid. It echoes the silent scream inside those who carry invisible burdens. Reading it isn't about courting a curse, it's about confronting the cost of silence. And maybe, just maybe, that's the curse we all carry. Would you read it? Alone? In the dark? Some say it's just a poem, others say it's a curse, but perhaps it's neither. Perhaps it's a mirror. Thank you for watching American Eerie. If you've heard whispers of Tomino's hell, share your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and remember, some stories aren't meant to be read aloud.